This episode of the Poundcast is in part brought to you by Factor. Factor delivers chef-made meals that make eating well an easy thing to do. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/poundcast50off and use code poundcast50off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code poundcast50off at factormeals.com/poundcast50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. This episode of the Poundcast is in part brought to you by Louisville Vegan Jerky Company. They make Louisville Vegan Jerky. That's right. It's meatless, soy-based jerky, and you can find them at lvjco.com. And they have lots of different flavors you can choose from, such as buffalo hot wing, pepperoni pizza, smoky Carolina barbecue. And they also have limited edition flavors that they come out with every month. And the newest flavor, perfect for the holiday season, is honey glazed ham. Okay? To quote the website, this is a juicy, savory ham flavor topped with a sweet glaze that deliciously balances the saltiness. And get this, 10% of sales of this flavor go to the Dare to Care Food Bank, which has been helping out families in Kentucky for the past 55 years. So if you order on the website and use the code word Poundcast, you get 20% off your order. Now, this stuff is bagged in the United States. It has a shelf life of 9 months, and you don't have to order it online. If you want to order it in person at stores, you can find it at places like Whole Foods and Sprouts. And just check out their website, lvjco.com. Once again, use the code word Poundcast and get 20% off your order. Welcome to the Poundcast. It's me, Brent Weinbach, and Jack Birch.
Hello, hello.
And it's so right now, I'm going to be doing these episodes via Zoom, but my plan right now, I'm working on a situation where I can get a setup going where I think I just need to get an extra camera, but might be able to do this somewhere at home, find a spot to maybe do them with some guests in person, but we'll see. It's a work in progress, and we'll see what happens. I'm trying to get a layer set up, with some chains and stuff, and maybe even whips. You know what I mean? Just tie these people up, get them strapped.
Yeah, there's not enough BDSM podcasts.
That's right. That's right. I want to finally start putting my S&M chastity belt to use,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got to stay pure in this world.
Yeah, we've got to take the Poundcast in a new direction,
Yeah, call it the Unpoundcast or, something like that.
The Boundcast.
The Boundcast. Oh, the Boundcast. That's good, actually. The Boundcast, yeah. I want to start doing live sushi feeds, you know what I mean? Just get people laying down on a table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For example, let's take a past guest. I don't know, Donnie Devonian or something. Get Donnie Devonian laying down. Or even if Doug comes back for an episode, get Doug laying down on the table, put some sushi on his crotch, and just eat away.
Yeah, like the Hot Ones style, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I want to kind of outdo Hot Ones.
Yeah.
So... What have you been up to? What's been going on with you? I mean, I've got some stuff we can talk about, but I want to know about what's going on with you lately.
Well, I'm up in the Pacific Northwest, and today we woke up, and for the first time, thick snow outside.
Oh, really?
Which was cool. I haven't seen snow in a few years.
Now, do you not like to be specific about where you are in the Northwest?
We'll say the PNW.
Yeah.
So
that was cool. You mean, and by for the first time, do you mean is your first time seeing snow in the United States?
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the first snow we've had this year.
Yeah, right. And you like that?
Yeah, I like that. Okay. It's kind of crazy that Christians think that snow is God's come. Like, you
It
know.
is crazy. It is crazy that they think that. I guess there's something. There's a line in the Bible, I think, that implies that. You
Hmm.
know that he just sometimes God needs to masturbate, and he doesn't have anywhere else to put that stuff. So I guess I think there is a line in the Bible about.
Yeah, and obviously last night he was thinking, "Damn, the P&W is looking fine tonight."
Right, right, right. I mean, well,
We woke up to some fresh splooge.
there's all those, those furs, there's all
Yeah,
those
yeah,
furs, and it's
yeah.
just those
He hit to the
trees.
first.
It's so beautiful, and those pine trees are just beautiful. And I think he got hard from that. I know he got hard. He told me, and he called me, said, "Hey, I'm thinking about sort of getting hard off of the PMW or whatever it's called."
Yeah.
And PNW. And I said, "Oh, you are?" I said, "Yeah. Have you ever done that before?" I said, "Yeah, I think in my 20s I might have gotten hard off of that, but I have a relationship with God, so that's why he tells me
Uh-huh.
these things. We
God,
have
God hears the P&W and he thinks, "What does that stand for? Penis now wet?"
that's what he thought. That's why
Yeah, that's
he
what he
said
thought.
penis now wet. Yeah, you're not lying. It's because there's some it's a coastal area. There's some water there. It makes you think of wetness, and then next you're seeing the trees. The trees are all pointing upwards. Makes you next thing you know, penis is now wet. Penis
Yeah.
now wet. So yeah, having a relationship with God,
Hmm.
being close to God, it really allows you to hear all His dirty secrets.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty cool. No, God enjoyed you guys last night.
Yeah. He's the one that gave you the idea about the sushi thing, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. You telling me? All my ideas are from God.
Of course, yeah.
So,
But I mean, we had snow. Going back to what I've been up to. I mean, not a lot really. I'm just a homebody now.
I do.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, I'm about that myself. In
Yeah.
fact, I feel like I haven't been doing as many comedy sets as much lately, and I've been at home and I'm just doing crossword puzzles. I feel like I'm retired or something. You
Nice.
know,
That's nice, man.
kind of. I mean, it's not. I don't love that. I do like to be sort of active. But I
It's
guess I've been
both.
active.
You got to get both, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice to have a balance, I guess. But um,
Yeah, work on my
so
projects when I get them.
yeah. Well, okay. So what have you been doing at home if you're a homebody?
Yeah, I like. I mean, work's been a bit quiet, like pretty recently, but
Hmm.
that or working projects. I like watching video game speed runs. I know that's
You
nerdy,
do.
but that's something I like to do.
I've been in that phase before. It's more just. I mean, what do you do? Like to watch the ones where it's a group of people watching and stuff?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, both. The games done quick is like an event where people do speed runs,
Yeah, I
which
know.
is like,
I'm familiar.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fun to watch. But even just like people doing it on their own, I'm into it.
Okay.
In fact,
Yeah.
there's an interesting series someone just started doing on YouTube of like games that are notoriously hard to beat on NES,
Hmm.
and they're like going through them. In fact, can I read them out and see if you've played them or beat them?
Absolutely.
Okay, it'll just be interesting to know.
Yeah. Have you ever played the Nintendo game God's Secrets?
No, but I know all about his secret.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of whatever. It's a niche kind of game, but anyway.
So I don't want to. I'm not gonna. Sorry. Okay, so I'm just gonna read out these games and want to see if you've played them, if you think they're hard, or maybe
Yeah.
if you've beaten them. The Silver Surfer.
Okay, I've never played it. I know about it. It's pretty notorious, and I know it's very hard, and it's maybe even sort of unfairly designed. Have not played it, but I understand it's quite hard.
Mm-hmm. The Lion King.
The Lion King. This is for the Nintendo.
Oh, this is for the Super Nintendo. The Lion
Super
King.
Nintendo. I've never played it, and I wouldn't imagine that it was hard, but maybe it is. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, apparently they made it a bit harder because they didn't want kids to like rent the game out and then beat it on the weekend that they rented it out.
Right.
They wanted it to be hard so that you would buy it, Which
Uh-huh.
makes sense. Now, this one I've played, and it is hard, and I didn't get far with it. Where's Waldo for Nintendo?
Yeah, I haven't played it. I know about it, but I think it's hard just because it's hard to see stuff in it,
Yeah.
I know about it, and I know it's sort of it's hard to, if you're trying to spot Waldo, it's hard because of
it's just he's a few pixels and he changes how he looks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's frustrating.
So Where's Waldo on Nintendo is kind of hard. I do like the Where's Waldo books though.
The books are good.
Well, it's cool because it's not just about finding Waldo. First of all, there's extra tasks for you to find, or there's extra tasks for you to complete. You can find, there'll be a list. It's not just about finding Waldo. Can you find the man?
What's his lady? Wanda.
Can you find the man with sushi on his crotch? Can you find, whatever the zebra print jockstrap, or something like that? There's just different things you can find, and there's also just a lot of fun stuff going on in these pictures.
Yeah, that'd be kind of good, wouldn't it? Like a Where's Waldo unzipped.
Right. Where's Waldo?
He's in
what's called Where's Dildo?
Where's Dildo?
Where's Dildo?
And you're in like BDSM dungeons.
It's an adult rated X version of it's for adults. Where's Dildo? That's a good idea. Where's Dildo?
Yeah.
Where's Dildo? And you have to find the dildo that's in there. Or Dildo's just the name of a guy who's really kind of perverted or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It's a guy. I like that it's a guy.
Yeah, you like that it's a guy. Okay, yeah. Where's Dildo? It's a guy. And he just looks very sort of penile, the way his face is. His nose kind of looks kind of dorkish. And his head is sort of positioned kind of helmety, and
he's got two really round, hairy feet.
Hairy round what?
Feet.
Oh yeah. But no, there's a lot of fun activity going on in there. Just fun to just look at those pictures, not even with any mission, just
as a piece of art, they're interesting.
Yeah, totally. There's just funny things going on in those pictures. I love those pictures, and I feel like the work of Jacques Tati, the filmmaker, I feel kind of similar to the Where's Waldo books in a way, in that there can be these scenes where there's a lot going on, and you kind of have to spot that stuff. It's not just, there's wide shots of just stuff going on. I'm thinking particularly of the restaurant scene, which is a very long scene. I think it's about a half an hour. The restaurant scene in Playtime, which is one of my favorite movies. There's just all this stuff going on at the restaurant, and it's just a lot of fun to just you might miss a lot of stuff on your first viewing. You have to kind of go back and repeat. But Where's Dildo is a great series.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, why were we talking about that? Oh, because that's the NES game. Okay, yeah.
The NES game. Right, a couple more. Fester's Quest.
Okay, Fester's Quest. I have played this game, and
it's kind of like another game with Fester in it, right?
What do you mean another game with Fester?
Like there's like a game that's very similar, like the engine or the playstyle, and they've just put Fester's character in that game.
Oh, is there yeah, did they use the same engine as well, I guess Sunsoft might have used the same engine as I could see Blaster Master, the overhead stuff of Blaster Master being maybe the same engine.
Yeah, for sure, Blaster Master, that was it.
What's that?
There was Blaster Master.
Oh, it was, okay.
Yeah.
But there are parts of Fester's Quest that are these sort of first-person mazes that you do.
Mm-hmm. Doom style.
Yeah, it's kind of maybe they use the engine of it actually kind of really reminds me of the Goonies. Now, okay, here's the thing about Fester's Quest. Fester's such a funny name, first of all.
I know, Fester's Quest is a great title of anything.
Yeah, it is. That sounds almost like some sort of Where's Dildo in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fester's Quest. I mean, just the idea of something festering. I mean, it doesn't sound necessarily adult or naughty. It just sounds kind of gross,
Mm-hmm.
Fester's Quest. I mean, Fester's such a funny, I mean, I think by design, it's probably intentionally meant to sound kind of gross, but it's also just funny. I mean, Fester's he's this bald guy, and just the way he looks and everything. It's cool that they made a game based on just Fester too. But so I'm ashamed to say I think I did beat this game, but I beat it with the use of Game Genie, which I would never do now.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was younger, I did get a Game Genie, and
what is a Game Genie? Is that just like a walkthrough?
No.
Okay.
Walkthroughs didn't exist back in this time.
Okay.
It's kind of this attachment that goes onto the game.
Oh, okay.
And then you put that into the Nintendo, and when the game starts, you're first presented with a screen where you can enter in these codes, and there's a whole book of all these different codes. And the codes adjust the ROM of the game somehow. They or adjust different things and variables and stuff. They kind of rewrites the code to some degree, and you can discover your own codes, and they might do weird things to the game. But anyway,
well, that's crazy.
I'm not sure what it did in this case, but it might have made it so that I don't know, it made the game easier or something like that.
Had extra lives. It's like the original cheat codes, I guess.
Something like that. It was maybe like that. But so I am ashamed to say I would never do that now. I would never do that. But I also think
you just had to know what Fester was, what his quest was.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, his goal, what Fester's end goal was, was it to, yeah. I eventually. But I will say this. I remember playing that game without the use of Game Genie and getting pretty far. And I remember thinking, it does just take some getting used to, but it's not, I don't know. I remember it being maybe not totally impossible, but I don't know. I haven't played it in so many years, All right, what's next?
Bart Simpson versus Space Mutants. I've played this one as well, and it is hard. I definitely didn't finish it.
I don't think I have never played it. I've heard of it. I think it's probably a Western developed game, maybe, and Western games tend to be a bit
janky,
just difficult. What else you got?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's very hard. I never beat this. I did beat the water thing though. If people know what I'm talking about. The part where your penis gets wet, or is like now wet, or whatever. No, there's a water part of this game. The underwater thing is really tough, and I did actually beat that. I don't know how far I got into the game, but I did get past that part, and that part was hard.
Okay, A Boy and His Blob. I've never heard of this one.
Boy and His Blob. I like this game a lot, and I have it, and I've beaten this game, and yeah, when I was younger, I didn't quite appreciate the game. I didn't fully understand it, really. But if you understand it as a puzzle game, which it is, it's a puzzle platformer, it's a really cool game with the unique mechanics. And, yeah, it's about this blob. I mean, it's A Boy and His Blob. That sounds a bit suggestive, too, I guess. But there's this blob, and you feed him different jelly beans, and it turns the blob into different things that you can use to get through different parts of the game.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And yeah, I remember revisiting the game. I just had this inkling. I don't know. I had this thought. I want to revisit this game because I think I might like it a lot, and I did, and it's a cool game, and it's not too hard. By the way, I don't believe this game is a hard game. You just have to. It's a puzzle game, and you got to just figure it out. It's like a puzzle, and no, I don't believe this game is hard. And I mean, it's a puzzle game. Once you figure it out, you can do it.
Yeah, maybe it's these games that you'd find hard as a kid, but then when you go back to them.
Well, no, some of these are definitely still hard as an adult. Yeah. I mean, I can't really speak to most of the games you mentioned, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a game I probably will never beat.
Right.
And Boy and His Blob, that one, yeah, maybe that seems a little bit daunting, I guess, when you're younger, but just if you approach it with the right frame of mind, it's not really a hard game, and it's very cool.
Okay, and the last one here is Millen's Secret Castle.
Yeah, I think it's Mylan, I think.
Oh,
Um,
Milan.
yeah, that this game, I played it a little bit. I never got too far. Yeah, maybe it's not just that it's hard. I think it's a bit abstruse
Hmm.
or something, or it's kind of just, I don't know. There's these secrets that are just hard to find in it and stuff, or whatever, or they're just look. I never really bothered too much with it, but I will say this: there's a sequel to Myland Secret Castle that only came out in Japan for the Super Famicom, and it's called Do Re Mi Fantasy, and that is a very cool game, and I have it, and I've beaten that, and it's got some good music, and it's got good.
Even the sequel's kind of a secret because it's like a completely different name.
Yeah, totally, yeah. Do Re Mi Fantasy. That's got some great music in it. Very nice, colorful graphics, and it's one of the games when I first started collecting Japanese games. It was one of the very first ones I got and wanted. I saw footage of it and I thought, oh, that game looks so neat. I want to get that.
Nice. Well, yeah, that channel's Grand Pooh Bear, so they're fun videos to watch if you want to watch someone try and beat those games.
This episode of the Poundcast is in part brought to you by Factor. Are you ready to optimize your nutritional intake this year? Because Factor is a meal plan service that delivers chef-made gourmet meals. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes. The meals are fresh and fully prepared, so it's perfect for a busy and active lifestyle. I just put in my order for some Factor meals, and I'm honestly really looking forward to it. Coming my way, I have the smoky Gouda chicken, a home-style turkey and gravy, grilled pork chop and smoked cheddar collie grits. I got the blackened salmon. I got the creamy Dijon pork tenderloin and the Romano shredded chicken. Those are all different meals that will be coming to me. I'm probably most excited about the smoky Gouda chicken with roasted red potatoes and Parmesan green beans, and also the homestyle turkey and gravy, which has side dishes of potato celery root mash and roasted Brussels sprouts and spiced cranberry sauce. All of that just sounds really tasty, doesn't it? Well, you can get in on the action too. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/poundcast50off and use code poundcast50off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code poundcast50off at factormeals.com/poundcast50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. And now back to the show. Yeah, I liked watching those awesome games done quick videos, but there's a certain era of them that is just the perfect mix where, first of all, they've made the screen of the players so small now that I really don't like that. I don't like to be critical of things on this podcast or in public, but I'm going to just be critical about this because they should change this. As that event got bigger and bigger, well, the audience got bigger, but the screen got smaller for the audience. And they also separate the people from the audience, where in the older days, the people playing the games were sitting there with the audience, and you got a nice view of the whole audience. And that was kind of the fun of it, is seeing this big group of people being, cheering people on and getting into it and stuff. You know?
Yeah, with some video. Yeah, I think I've only seen the new ones because you don't even really see the audience at all.
Yeah, I hate that. That's the whole point. I mean, to me, it's kind of the point. I mean, it's not the whole point, obviously. But I think I would think
it was a cool element.
A live audience would be, oh yeah, let's see the audience. But there was a time when the audience wasn't that big. The event wasn't as big, and so you'd have a little conference room in a hotel that was, I don't know, filled with maybe 30 or maybe 50 people or something like that. You know? And they're all sitting around. Some people sitting on a couch, and the window for that on the screen that you saw that was broadcast or streamed, it would be the same size as the game window. Now they make the game window huge, and the other thing's so small or maybe non-existent.
Yeah, they're like Twitch style now with the little streamer in the corner.
Yeah, it was just really fun to watch this audience kind of be into it, and the characters that would be in there. Especially fun when you're seeing, I don't know, the best era was the era of when this one guy was doing it blind, beating Mike Tyson's Punch-Out blindfolded. Now he does actually do it. What was this guy's name? I forgot what his name was. Sinister One, maybe his name was. And sorry, apologies to the people if they're listening to this and they're thinking we're getting too deep into this, it's getting boring or whatever. But
No, I would say watch it because I find it fun. They're fun to watch.
Well, it is very entertaining. Him playing blindfolded. The attempt he makes where he does not beat Mike Tyson, that one is actually, I like that one more, actually. There's some funny and cool moments in that one. He later comes back a couple years later or a year later, and he is able to beat Mike Tyson with the blindfold. But he does the whole game blindfolded, and
which is crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, what is that? You're just like memorizing like thousands of inputs, essentially, right?
I mean, there's patterns to all the guys, that you fight, and you develop those patterns, and I don't know, you're able to go off of sound cues and stuff. But it is crazy. But I recommend the first attempt, which he doesn't beat the game, but that one was better, I think. There's some such great moments where he's not even he does it. He pulls off beating this one character, and he's surprised that he did it, and he just yes, he goes yes, and I don't know, and then just the people watching and stuff. That was the best era. I think it was around 2013 or something like that. 12 and 2013. That around that time, those are I think the best videos to watch. And so that's what, yeah. So you've been watching that speedruns, and you've been watching speedruns of these older games. It seems.
Yeah, some older games. I really like all the newer ones, like Souls games. I like watching those.
Oh, you do? Okay, you watch
they're hard games.
Too. What do you like about the older games? Why do you watch those?
Well, they're enjoyable games as well. I have no prejudice or preference.
Yeah.
So I enjoy playing retro games and newer games.
Yeah. Have you played any older games that you really liked?
The last older game, I guess it's not super old, Alundra, which is like PlayStation 1, so not super retro.
I have it. I know it.
Yeah, I really like that game.
Well, it's got a great track.
Yeah, the Village.
The Village music is so good. I gotta play that right now. Right? It's so good. We got to play that, and we can. Okay. I think we're gonna play that right now. We got to.
That song slaps, and it's like a mature Zelda, I guess, is a good way to describe that game.
Yeah. Well, there's also, I think, as I recall, a lot more puzzle elements to it than maybe a Zelda game.
And the characters are really cool. There's like some surfer guy called Bonaire who's just a funny character.
Bonaire. I kind of forgot, actually. All right, I'm gonna hit this track because you guys got to hear it. It's too good to be true, I mean, it's kind of got this sort of smooth, jazzy sound to it in a way, Are you hearing it?
I'm hearing it, yeah.
Kind of.
Damn, it's so good.
And it's got these us in it. This is a good track.
It's a really good track.
This part right here. That's good. Come on now. Get the picture. That's a good track. Yeah. You can't deny it.
They knew it was good because even in game, even though it plays, you can go to a place like in a room. There's a guy who has all the records, and you can play them again.
Yeah.
They have all the songs, so Yeah, great
Yeah,
game.
Alundra, that's a good game. Yeah, PlayStation 1. Yeah, I haven't played a lot of games from that era, but that is one that I have, and I have played. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. You played all the way through it?
Yeah, I played all the way through that one.
Yeah,
I tried beating Rayman again recently, and it's just so hard.
that's another one
After
of
we were
the
speaking
one
about
of the
it.
handful of games I played from that era. I have that game as well, and I beat that. Yeah, that's a good game. That's a really good game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rayman. It's the game that's you play as Dustin Hoffman, and
Yeah.
and you're
You're counting
autistic.
cards and
Yeah, you're counting cards exactly. Yeah.
got to go to
Um,
Kmart or whatever.
uh, yeah. People kind of they don't oftentimes enunciate the N in Rayman. They just say Rayman, but there's an
Yeah.
N in there actually. It's actually Rain Man. Nah. So okay. By the way, does your wife like to be at home too?
Yes, we're both homebodies
That's
for
cool.
sure.
That's good. That's nice. Does your dog like to be at home?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty lazy dog.
Okay.
I mean, we go out for the dog, obviously.
He
I
doesn't
walk
want to
him
go out.
twice a day.
He's never trying to go out to the club though.
No, never trying to go to the club.
He's
He
not,
ain't like that.
putting on his spike collar. He goes out to
Yeah,
the,
he's a dog, but he don't have that dog in him. You know what I mean?
he does have that dog in him.
He's a dog, but he don't have that dog in him. You know, at the club.
I thought you were about to say he does have that God in him. Because dog is God reversed, and I thought perhaps that was the dog we were talking about this whole time. The God we were talking about.
Yeah,
When God,
it didn't
when
snow,
God,
but the dog just splooged everywhere.
yeah, exactly. That snow just came from your dog, basically. That's what you were talking about when it snowed. It was snowing here, actually. It's like your dog
Yeah,
was just
yeah,
coming, basically.
yeah,
Um,
basically, yeah. Hmm.
um, so what I have here, okay, I've got a couple things here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Um, Tell me what I should do here. Well, okay, there's a couple things. First of all, there's some questions that were in the Discord. And if you want to join the Discord, I don't even know how is it in the link? Is there a link to
I think
it?
it's in the description of the video.
Okay, it's description of video or the episodes. In the description, there is a link to the Discord.
I'm pretty sure.
There are questions in there, and I thought, all right, let's just go through these and try to answer those. And then I also have a couple messages from the phone number, and I'll just give the phone number out right now, in case anybody wants it. It's 213-207-6952. 213-207-6952. Sorry, 6952. And that's if you want to call in with any, I don't know, questions. Or
You can
need
text it
advice.
as well, right? If you want to.
You can text it. In fact, there is going to be one of them is a text message, but you can leave a message too. It's nice to hear your voices, your beautiful voices. But first, this is a situation that happened to me recently. I ordered some sweatpants on the internet, and because you know me in sweatpants, sometimes at home I like to get comfortable. You know what I mean? And I like to, and you know how I get kind of pretty wet in the butt, so I need something to soak it up.
Yeah, you need a pant that controls that.
I kind of get wet in the crack, and I need something absorbent, and I don't want to ruin my good jeans. So, I got my sweatpants. Anyway, it arrived in the mail, and they were just completely the wrong item. I sent me instead. It was different color and everything. I ordered sort of a dark gray heathered kind of pant, sweat pant. Instead, they sent me women's yoga pants that were black, just straight black. Women's yoga pants. Now, how did that happen? Or something
How
like
did
that.
that
It was some
happen?
women's leggings or something like that. And I thought, okay, what do I do with it? I called them up. I said, hey, I was sent the
Did you
wrong
try them
item.
on?
Thought about it. I wanted to kind of get myself all sort of wet in the thighs, to sort of see if, how well they did. But I called them up. I said, hey, I was sent the wrong item. And they said, okay, we'll send you the right item. I said, do I have to bother returning these pants? And they said, they kind of took a while. They thought about it. They said, you know what? You keep them. So now I've got these yoga pants, and what do I do with them? I guess I should just donate them to some sort of thrift store or something like that.
Yeah.
Goodwill or something. It made me think, I've got a lot of things I want to donate. I have all these.
Well, that's the thing. If you're going to take the pants, now you've got to take all the things that you've got to donate. Right?
Yeah. Well, no, that's the thing is I have these briefs that I have.
They're not going to take briefs, are they?
That's what I'm wondering. They're completely unused.
Yeah, okay? I think they just have a policy where like they don't even touch that.
But this should go to somebody that can use them. The thing about it is, it's not that interesting, but I basically have a surplus of briefs. Not just a surplus. I'm not going to use them, okay? They were manufactured in a different place, and they were made differently, not to my liking. And they started changing the size of them, basically. They're too tight, basically. And anyway, these could go towards somebody who was smaller and would fit into these briefs. They have to know that these are unused, except for, I guess I did use one of them because I tried one of them on. But then I washed them. I washed that. Actually, I might have washed all of them. So they're washed too. They're not going to take them. Take them.
I mean, you wouldn't buy briefs from a thrift store though, would you?
Me? Never. Yeah. But maybe someone else would. No, maybe someone else was. Maybe some people don't care about that kind of stuff,
Yeah, I guess so. I wouldn't.
I need to give
I barely care about that stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'd buy pants. I'd buy pants, but not underpants.
Guess, I did at one point buy a pair of shorts from a thrift store that I used to wear a lot, but I would never do that now. I wouldn't wear. In fact, I wouldn't really want pants at all from a thrift store at this point. No, that's not true. I would maybe get pants, but shorts for some reason feels a little more, I don't know, genital, Feels a little more genital to me.
Yeah, that's what they're all about, I guess. They're all up there.
But before I donate these yoga pants, I mean, what should I do anything with them?
Yoga, I guess.
I mean, yeah, if I put them on, does that mean I have to put myself in a downward dog?
I guess you got to try it out.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I just feel like, there's an opportunity here to really explore parts of myself I've never explored, with the yoga pants, But all right, so look, let's look at these questions here. Actually, shoot, I forgot. How long have we been doing? Whatever. Okay. Yeah. I guess it's hard to tell.
I think
about half an hour or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see what we've got here. Somb says, I'm curious why Brent says he checked out of popular culture in the late 90s. I didn't say late 90s. Well, I did say late 90s. I mean, but really it was the mid 90s is when I checked out. Mid 90s, and then really checked out kind of in the late 90s and the early 2000s. But so you're right. What am I saying? You're right. In the late 90s, but he loves High School Musical and has displayed intimate knowledge of Robbie Williams' catalog. Something isn't adding up here. I mean, look, you're not wrong to sort of bring these points up, but I will say the High School Musical trilogy did not come out in the late 90s or the early 2000s. It came out in the mid to late 2000s. And by then I had started to become a little more aware of what was going on, but not entirely. But also, I feel the High School Musical trilogy is not really pop culture for... I mean, that's really geared towards a specific crowd, and we're talking teens, or tweens, in fact. Tweens. So that's not... I don't know. Look, it was just a matter of circumstance. I didn't mean to engage with something so popular, but you see...
Sometimes you can't help it.
You come home from the club, and it's late at night, and you put on the telly, and you think... Well, it's all a bunch of infomercials, except for the Disney Channel's playing actual stuff. So you see that, and next thing you know, you're watching the Lizzie McGuire show,
Or the movie.
At 1 a.m. or whatever. And then next thing you know, you're watching Lizzie McGuire movie, which I did watch. And I had a friend who had 2 daughters, and he said, "Oh, hey, if you're into Lizzie McGuire, you want to watch the movie?" I go, "I have it on tape." He had it on videotape. He said, "This is my daughter's, actually. Let me borrow it." I said, "You know what? I will borrow that." And you know what? I did have fun with it. I watched these shows at first as a goof, I just thought it'd be kind of funny to watch these tween shows, and then I kind of started to become fascinated with them in some sort of weird way. And then, when I saw there was going to be a musical on the Disney Channel, I thought, oh man, I told my sister Laura, we got to watch this. This is going to be really just corny or something, It's going to be funny to watch. And we did watch it over the phone together. She was living in Santa Cruz at the time, I think. And we watched it over the phone together, and I very quickly got past anything that might have felt like it was corny or geared towards a younger audience. And I thought, actually, this is good. This is really smart. It's really good. But I guess what I'm saying is I came at it from a more fringe perspective to answer the question. I didn't come at it from a pop culture perspective. I came at it from an academic, intellectual, and sort of subculture perspective. That's what I'm trying to get at, okay? Now, as for Robbie Williams, I did live in England at the time that he was really popular, which was, that era when he was popular, the late 90s, early 2000s, I was in England. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, how could you avoid it? He was probably the biggest star at one point, right?
He has a movie out now. It's crazy.
I know. That's so interesting.
And the concept
like it's kind of late at this point.
It's so late. It's like
it's also just why did the concept is interesting. He's portrayed as a monkey.
Yeah.
A chimpanzee or something.
Yeah, the concept's insane. And I don't remember the last time he even released music or has been in the zeitgeist at all.
Right. So it's a biopic about Robbie Williams. It's called Is it called Monkey Man or something like that? Oh no, it's called not Monkey Man. It's called what is it called? Getting Free or something like that, or getting.
Let me find out.
I know something like that. I forgot what it's called. Better Man. I think it's called Better Man.
Oh yeah.
Better Man.
I wonder if people went to it thinking it was a Robin Williams biopic.
Or I wonder if they thought it was a Pearl Jam biopic, an Eddie Vedder, an Eddie Vedder biopic, called Better Man, Or I wonder if they thought it was a Michael Jackson biopic, they thought it was Bubbles.
Yeah,
or a Bubbles biopic. So I think Bubbles is still alive, by the way.
Yeah.
I think we talked.
I think you and Doug looked it up kind of recently last year.
That's right. We did look it up. Yeah. So okay, yeah, basically a biopic about Robbie Williams, and everybody is a person, like a human being, but he is a chimpanzee.
Yeah, CGI chimp.
Yeah. That's really interesting. What an interesting idea. Where did they come up with this? Robbie Williams, he had some big hits in the late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. He was in a boy band before that, right? Before being solo?
Yes, Take That.
Take That.
Yeah. I guess they kind of had a comeback after his career was over.
Is that right? With him in it?
With him in it, I'm sure. Oh. That might have brought him back into the kind of, awareness again. But this film seems like it's really out of left field.
Well, the whole monkey thing is just that's crazy. Just, why did they come up? That's I actually like that. I think it's interesting. Actually, to be honest, I actually like the whole idea that Robbie Williams hasn't been in the news as much, and then they say, let's do a biopic on him, and we're going to make him a chimpanzee. I kind of think it's so kind of, out of left field, like you say, that I got to respect that.
Mm-hmm.
I got to give it respect.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it.
Yeah, so, okay. So Robbie Williams, I don't have an intimate knowledge of him. I know his 3 hits, basically, or 3 or 4 hits, just because he was so popular. And you couldn't escape it. If you lived in England at that time, Well, you're going to know who Robbie Williams is, and you're going to hear his songs. I mean,
Top of the Pops.
it's not just they played his music incessantly. You didn't, even if the radio was turned off, you're still hearing it.
There's somewhere else is playing.
It's sort of ever present. It's in the air. It was in that London fog. The London fog was comprised of his music. And I didn't even live in London, you know. But yeah, I mean, there's Millennial. Is it called Millennium or whatever? Millennium.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I mean, to make that even more famous, I mean, that samples a James Bond song. So it's just, so you got Millennium, you got Rock DJ, and you got Let Your Love Shine Through or whatever it's called. You know that song? What's it called? Is it called Let Your Love Shine Through or something?
That was the kind of ballad one?
No, it's I'll
get down on my knees. No, I don't know. Angels? It was Angels. Or She's the One. She's the one.
I don't know. It's the music video. He's animated. It's an animated thing, and he's running. He's running the whole time, running and animated.
No, I
guess that was the kernel for Better Man. Is that we animated him before. Let's just keep him animated, but we'll change it
to a monkey.
Those are the three songs that I only know. 3 songs of his, I think. Is there any other famous song?
Let Me Entertain You. Did you say that one?
I didn't. I know that one too. Yeah, Let Me Entertain You. Yeah. So 4 songs. I know 4 songs.
No, that's enough.
I think it's called something like "Let Your Love." What's that song called? "Let Your Love Shine Through" or something like that. I think it's called
"Let Love Be Your Energy."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Let Love Be Your Energy. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah. Oh, you don't know that one?
I don't even know that one.
Well, shoot, maybe I do have an intimate knowledge of his catalog.
But I was kind of younger then, so you know.
Oh, okay. You were a younger man. He was a better man. You were a younger man. You were a better boy, actually. Better boy. That's the Jack Birch story. Better boy. They make you a
bonobo or something.
Yeah, or like a gorilla, just a full-on gorilla. So okay, Robbie Williams. Yeah, you couldn't escape it. It wasn't. Look, man,
that's fair enough. Some things you can't escape, you know.
Sometimes you can't escape the clutches of Robbie Williams. On top of that, his name is Robbie Williams. I mean, you think, Robin Williams?
Yeah.
You're going to know about him, and then you're going to investigate. Oh, Robbie Williams. Okay. Honestly, I lived in England at the height of his career. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go to
be excused.
Let's go to a message here, and we'll go back and forth here. This is from Mike from Tampa.
Hello, Poundcast. It's Mike from Tampa. Just enjoying this muy delicioso strawberry y crema this morning in Guanajuato City, Mexico.
I just want to pause that for a second and just say I love berries and cream. Everybody knows this about me. I love berries and cream. So when you say you're enjoying this strawberry and cream, I get it. I get it is all I'm saying.
And I'm calling because I think I have a solution to the fortune cookies observation I shared with you last time. And the solution is just pack all your things and move to Mexico and go to a Chinese restaurant and pay 3 pesos for a galleta. That's Spanish for cookie. And chances are you'll get a bona fide fortune. For example, here is one from yesterday. Todos los problemas que tengas pasarán rápidamente, which roughly translates to all the problems you have pass quickly. Might I add, you can also add embed to it, or even, as discussed earlier, in Brent. All the problems you have pass quickly in Brent.
Very good.
P.S. before I read the fortune this morning, I had a dream last night that, yes, Brent, you and me exchanged Christmas cards, of all things. And then I awake with the memory of Feliz Navidad, Knuckle. Anyway, so that's the solution. Just move to Mexico. Buenos dias. Adios.
Adios.
Adios. All right.
That they're solving his own problem.
Yeah, well, it's, hey, look, if it worked for Mike, it should work for everybody. I mean, go move to Mexico. If you got a problem, I think it doesn't just apply to the fortune cookie thing. I think if you have any problem, I think you moved. In fact, if you have serious problems, say with the law, you move to Mexico. And they might actually not have that problem anymore, I think that's probably advice. Pretty good advice. Yeah, just if you have a problems, just escape to Mexico and enjoy your berries and cream.
Yeah, you owe a lot of money to some shady people. South of the border. That's
right. If you, robbed a bank and now you've got a problem because you got a problem with the police, they're after you.
Yeah. They didn't like it for some reason.
It is kind of crazy to me. I mean, is it possible? Is it true that it's as easy as that? I mean, for you to be able to just go to. I mean, if you robbed a bank, let's just say you robbed the bank and you made off with, I don't know how much you can get out of a bank robbery. How much can you get out of a bank robbery, actually? You know what I mean? You're not going to get $1 million, right?
No.
What are you going to get? Tens of thousands of dollars, maybe? I mean, $20,000?
Couple dollars here, couple dollars there.
I just feel like they don't have that much money over there, do they? I mean, they don't. I mean, do they have $100,000? That I don't even know if they have $100,000. Say you make off with a bank robbery. Say you got $50,000. Is it true you can just go to Mexico and you're good, or is it they're going to get you? I mean, isn't there some way that they can get you internationally?
Maybe. I don't know. It depends. The relationship it's not a good one, right?
The relationship with what? The country?
American-Mexico relationship?
I don't know. I don't think the relationship is that bad, although maybe it's going to get bad. I mean,
Okay, someone try it out and call us.
Yes, yeah. Mike, why don't you try robbing a bank in Mexico and then making your way back to the United States? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But
and let us know how it goes.
And also, why do people escape to Mexico? Why can't you go to Canada? I mean, why not? I guess, Mexico's closer to Los Angeles if you're doing that, but why not escape to Canada?
I guess you could.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why is it always Mexico that you escape to? I just don't understand. I don't know the law. I don't understand the law. So I don't know. Maybe it's easier to fly under the radar there in Mexico than in Canada? I don't know.
Are people even doing it? Who knows?
Yeah, are people doing it? Are people getting away with stuff and go successfully? And they're not. I don't know how it works. I can't imagine. I think if you committed some crazy crime, or if you killed people or whatever, and then you're safe in Mexico? I don't know. Does that seem right? I can't imagine that works.
I don't think that works.
I just don't know the law. I don't know the law. I could.
Someone please try it out. We're dying to know.
Yeah. But if you're going to kill somebody, don't kill anybody.
Yeah, just don't do it.
If you're going to kill somebody, don't kill somebody.
Yeah. If you're going to kill somebody, don't.
Yeah. If you're going to kill somebody, don't do it, baby. baby, don't do it, baby, please.
If you're going to kill somebody, baby, don't do it.
Baby, don't do it, please. Don't do it. Don't do it for Jack.
Don't go to Mexico, no.
Baby, don't go to Mexico, baby. You don't need to kill nobody, baby. Just ask Jack. You don't need to kill nobody, baby. Now don't go to Mexico.
All right, I won't do it.
So
yeah.
Are we, I don't know, we could, okay, look, here's what we can do. We could wrap this up and go into Unzip right now. And we'll got a lot of more messages to go through here, and we got a text message as well. I think it's a follow up to the condom trophy thing that I was talking about. I don't know if you recall. I don't know. Do you keep up with every episode? I mean, I don't expect you to. I mean, I
don't keep up with all of them.
Yeah.
Most of them, but not all of them.
Yeah. That's interesting to me.
Sometimes, if I have the time, I do.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was going to ask it in the Unzipped if there are factors that make you want to listen to one or not. You know what I mean? And I wonder if it's guest dependent or what. You know?
No, it's nothing like that. It's just time dependent.
If you happen to have time or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there ever? But then are there ever episodes where, say, you're busy or you don't have time to listen to it, and then you think, but I do want to hear this. I got to listen to this, you know, and then
I'll go back to it.
Yeah, right. You make the effort to listen to it. So I guess what makes something worthy of being listened to go back to, you know what I mean? As opposed to one where you don't have time and then you say, I don't have time to listen to this, and then you just leave it be. I guess what are the factors that make one a must listen, you know, or whatever. Well, maybe we'll get to the bottom of that in the Unzipped. And if you want to get in the Unzipped and you want to continue on with me and Jack, you can go to patreon.com/Poundcast. And you get the extended episodes there, and that's pretty much it. And it keeps the show going, to be honest. I mean, it really does. So yeah, if you want that extra comfort, you know, you want that extra support, then it's a sort of a trade-off, I guess. You know, patreon.com/Poundcast. If you want to watch the show on video, you want to see our facial expressions and things like that, you can go to youtube.com/thepoundcast. And again, the phone number, if you want to call in with anything you need advice about or whatever, that phone number, once again, is 213-207-6952. And is there anything that you want to mention, Jack?
No, I'm all good over here.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's I'm good to go too. So, thank you for all your support and listening and being interested in keeping the show going and all that. And we'll see you next week, or we'll see you in just a little bit at the in the Unzipped.
Adios.
Okay. Thank you, Jack Birch. Thank you, Jack Birch, for your help behind the scenes as well.
Thanks, Jack.
And what?
Thanks, Jack, for helping out behind the scenes.
Yeah, and your help in front of the scenes today. And that's it. I'm Brent Weinbach. Bye-bye.